This here is Boom Studios' Go-Go Power Rangers comic, issue number 10. As with the previous issue, we begin in Dracon's world. Bulk and Kimberly are checking out the different zones which Dracon's forces appear to have strongholds over. So, similar to the previous issues we've had with intros of Rita's past, we now get the same kind of treatment with Kimberly, as we see how she was in Dracon's world before she turned evil. And I guess as a result, we're going to learn more in the next issue as well. As Kimberly talks to Bulk, we learn that Bulk, despite being a bully in school, was actually quite the history buff. A bit like Skull, who was quite the piano player in the TV series. At this point in time, Bulk knows that Kimberly was once a Power Ranger, and although a bit late, he thanks Kimberly for saving the world many times before Dracon pretty much conquered Earth. In contrast to that, we now go back to the present day in the Go-Go Power Rangers world. Bulk and Skull are at it again, readying a water balloon. Just like earlier on in the series, Bulk takes aim at Billy. It's great to see how Billy has manned up a bit as he catches the water balloon and throws it back at Bulk's face, soaking him and Skull. Trini is surprised and Billy tells her it's the mental training that's starting to pay off. So it appears that Billy spending a lot of time in his Dinozord really is making him into a stronger individual. And now we see Kimberly confronting Matt in school. He kept his distance since he returned to Earth, and here we find out why. It's not because he had PTSD like I originally thought, or maybe he's over that. He tells Kimberly he thinks he's special. Matt shows Kimberly a chart of what's going on in Angel Grove, and pieces together that the Power Rangers and his abduction are connected. So he went silent to protect the group, especially Kimberly. He wants to get to the bottom of it all and says he'll track down the Rangers if that's what it takes. For me, it's good to see Matt back in the story. Now, Jason is at the command center telling Zordon that he suspects his dad is dying. He wonders if Zordon could use his powers to save his dad. However, it's basically the same response as what he gave when Tommy died in the main comic. Zordon cannot use his powers to save Jason's dad. The reasoning seems to be that Zordon chose to watch over Earth, so that it may achieve the pinnacle of its potential one day. But it must do so naturally. So Zordon cannot interfere except recruit Power Rangers to fight off evil forces. Trini, Billy and Zach are in class, and it's good to see that Violet is still around, and Zach still wants to get to know her. The Rangers' communicators then go off. Modern technology here helps because Trini checks her smartphone to see what's going on. Now, in a previous issue it was hinted that Trini is of Korean descent. So has Boom Studios changed her ethnicity? Because Trini's name was always Trini Kwan. Here, she's Trini Kwon. I don't know whether this is a series of mistakes or whether Boom Studios really has changed her ethnicity. Anyway, back to the smartphone. It's good to have modern technology in the comics because in addition to the communicator beeps, the Rangers can now see on their smartphones what's going on. And Trini sees evil Kimberly Zord attacking downtown Angel Grove. Zach tries to get the class evacuated, obviously so the Rangers can teleport out and morph. But the teacher, Mr. Beasley, says they're implementing the Power Ranger protocol, which means the school is on lockdown. Luckily, Matt is trying to sneak out and pulls the fire alarm. In doing so, Billy tells Mr. Beasley that the fire code states everyone must evacuate. That gives the Rangers the opportunity to morph and summon their Dinozords. The Rangers arrive on the scene and evil Kimberly tells the Rangers that her Zord is the Gravezord, called that because it was made from the remains of the Zords that fell in battle, just like Typhonus in the Pink miniseries. Jason wants to bring the Megazord together, but the Gravezord gets in the way, so the Zords cannot come together. Zach tries to freeze the Gravezord, but evil Kimberly tells him she's seen these attacks before, and she's done them, so she can counter their attacks adequately. As Jason tries to consult with Zordon, Zordon is suddenly cut off because evil Kimberly enters the command center. She says it's nice to see that her PowerPoint still works, because that's what grants Rangers entry into the command center. Kimberly tells Alpha she's controlling the Gravezord via remote control and with pre-programmed AI, so the Rangers have no idea that evil Kimberly isn't actually on the scene with them. Rita monitors the situation from the moon and she calls Finster, Babu and Squat out because she knows the Dinozords or the Gravezord will be victorious and that she wants a surprise ready for the victor. Kimberly knows something has happened to Zordon and thinks this battle is just a distraction. Jason tells her to go to the command center, even if it means they can't form the Megazord, because Zordon is more important. Down at street level, Matt forces his way through a small police blockade. The officers wonder where he went and one says he's probably trying to get a selfie. Another reference to modern times because in reality there are a lot of idiots who risk their lives for selfies and have paid the price by dying. Obviously that's not what Matt's trying to do here. He's trying to get the Rangers' attention, although it's not clear why he's trying to do that. The Zord battle results in rubble to collapse and it falls down in Matt's direction. Back at the command center, evil Kimberly is destroying Alpha. I'm amazed at how evil she's really become. She's even apparently torturing Zordon, saying the quantum field disruptor is stretching his brain like a rubber band. She tells Alpha that if he gives her access to the sub-spectrum long-range communication array, she'll leave them in peace. Alpha refuses, and just as it looks like evil Kimberly's about to finish him off, Kimberly enters, firing a bow at evil Kimberly, ending this issue. So there's still no answer as to why Kimberly turned evil, but whatever the reason, she is willing to destroy Alpha, Zordon and the Rangers. It was cool to see the Gravezord in action, and the fact that it was functioning mainly without evil Kimberly reinforces how cleverly evil this Kimberly is, as she's distracting the Rangers whilst she attacks the command center. I enjoyed Matt returning, but now I wonder what the heck he's trying to do, putting himself in danger. The thing that really bothers me is Trini's ethnicity. Just because I don't know if it's a mistake or whether it's an intentional change. After all, why is it that every other Ranger retains their surnames from the original series, but Trini's is now Quan instead of Quan? I thought maybe it's just a typo, but in a previous issue it was hinted that she was Korean. Can there really be two mistakes? I just don't know.